Hey everyone. Hey. It's your girl Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And welcome to another exciting edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm proud to be the host of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster. My show is actually a year old. Can you believe that? Now I know that this is a special edition. You know, all I usually go on Sundays live, but today I definitely went live earlier, and I want to go live now. I just participated in day one of #ProfitCon. It has been more than I ever could have hoped for, more than I could have hoped for. And so I think what I think is just so amazing. If this sounds like it's all over the place, it's not meant to be, y'all. I'm just sitting here. I just came back from dinner, and there's some things I really wanted to just share with you all. So, when I was booked for this particular event, of course, I screamed and hollered, and it's been a long time in the making. But I think until you get here, just like when I was with the Sean Fair Leadership Experience Tour and any other live events that I've been to, I've been humbled and truly appreciative to be in the space with great speakers, great entrepreneurs, and those that I really admire. And so when I came in around lunchtime, I saw the room, and it was really, people were really hyped. They had all these billboards up and things. I'm thinking, oh my God, we're about to do this. And, I had my books, I had my merchandise, my pillows, and all kinds of stuff, but I had that up in my room. And so I had lunch, went out by the water, and prepared for what I was going to do later. So I came down, I went to watch Ramon Ray speak. And can I just tell y'all, this is all about #speaker tales. When I do speaker tales, it's all about tales from the trenches. And I know that it looks like everything is perfect, everything is wonderful. And so that's why I like to take y'all behind the scenes. And it has been wonderful, wonderful experience. There's nothing wrong. But I definitely want to tell y'all that, as I was watching Ramon Ray do his thing, he is the CEO of Smart Hustle. He sold 2 companies. He's debt free. He's just a brother who's big in tech. You know what I mean? He's hired by big tech companies. He does these amazing things. And while I was watching him on stage, he was just killing it. His audience participation, it was amazing. And all I could do was smile because I've known him probably 10 years now. He kept throwing my name out there. And I'm not used to speakers doing that. I'm not used to speakers who take time in their presentation to really edify me. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So when they brought me up, we sang happy birthday to someone. And when they brought me up on stage, they asked me the questions about Shark Tank. And, I gave it to them raw. And they were so hungry. And I was talking about some things that what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow, which is all about restarting your dream business. I'm talking about, and of course, pitching's going to be in it. But how do you restart a dream? How do you, like, when the pandemic and economic downturn and social unrest happens, what do you do? And it's not just about pivoting and stuff like that. I really, really wanted to go deep. And so I'm killing it on stage. I think I probably went for 7 minutes, right? But by the time it was over, they were on their feet, y'all. They were on their feet. Like I wasn't, like I was being me. No code switching them, none of that. And what's so funny is, Mike, who's the author of Profit First. If y'all saw the pictures, you saw he was kissing me on the cheek. We were doing a little silliness. And how often do you go to an event and you meet with the host or the big head, the big cheese, multimillionaire, New York Times bestselling author, created his own multi-million-dollar business, and they're just chopping it up with you because they recognize that you have a talent and a skill set that they haven't quite seen before. So after I finish, he comes on stage, other guy comes on stage, we're chopping it up or whatever, taking pictures. And then, I say a book's available in the back. So, they had a whole section that people could buy. I think we were 4 authors. So you can buy the books. Y'all, can I tell y'all? So my queen was out there trying to put my stuff on these tables because I just got off the stage. So people were already standing in line for my books, right? And if they were already like like a master in his program, they already had their own one book of mine. They already had, it was already purchased by, Profit First professionals. They already purchased my books. But for people who were coming who weren't in the program, I had my books available. I had pillows available. I had cups available. I had bags available. And what was so shocking to me was the line would, it just kept going and kept going. And this is no shade to anybody else. Like, I was stunned. I was like, oh my God, they're really hungry for what I got to do. And then finding out I was a closing keynote. Like, I'm thinking, oh, I'm just gonna be in the mix somewhere. No, the closing keynote. So it's wonderful. I'm taking pictures, we're doing our thing, whatever. Never put out the mugs because the table, y'all, it was lovely and it was wonderful. But the reason why I want to talk about hashtag speaker tales, and if y'all, if you are in the audience, tell me, let me know your name, what's the name of your business, if you have one. Tell me if you're a speaker, an entrepreneur. Yo, this is not the normal Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show. I'm really giving y'all my true reflections on what I just witnessed at the Profit First conference that's in Weehawken, New Jersey, right on the water. Okay. And so please do that for me. I would love to know who I'm speaking to tonight. I would love to answer any of your questions. It's 8:30 at night. I just had dinner. And it's funny, I needed to sit by myself. And people were coming. It was so wonderful. They were showing me love. And I realized that as a speaker, I do need to decompress and just have those moments. And I was so appreciative and so happy. So anyway, to go back to the moment, right? So I'm taking pictures and stuff like that. And by the time the last person, other people, other authors were already gone, their tables were done, and I was still there, and they were still buying my books and stuff. So I want to give a shout out to Sharon Monet, who's the CEO of Pen Legacy. She's my book publisher, she's my book coach, and she's really been instrumental in showing me that a book is just, that's one thing. You don't make, your entire brand around the book. It's part of what I do. And to have those other things, people were just eating it up because they got to see me live. I walked in and people were telling me, oh, people are hungry for you. They ready for you. And I'm like, I'm not a bookkeeper and an accountant, but it was so wonderful to have Ramon Ray edify me. And I want to thank him for putting me out there as if they needed to anticipate me. And to have people sign it. Like, I have so many pictures of people buying my books, me signing a hashtag ProfitCon21. Wonderful. And y'all, I just, I can't often help but to go back to rising to the occasion as a speaker. My honest reaction when I got here yesterday was, are they ready for me? Do I have to sound buttoned up and stuff? Because it's really not me. And also, as an audience, where they're going to be ready for the type of way I was coming. I know people love my energy, and that's the one thing people talk about all the time is my energy. But I wanted to make sure that it matched the audience. And ever since I've been here, the crowd has been hungry. I mean, these are people that you read about, see about, and we all talking, chopping it up. Right before I came up here, there was a woman who I'd met earlier at lunch, and she sat down next to me. We're at the bar, and I just ate at the bar because I just really wanted that time. And she was drinking a beer, and she was talking to me about being from rural America, and we were just talking. I said my grandparents never could have imagined in their time something like this happening. I said, but we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. And I say all that to say to y'all that rising to the occasion as a speaker, after listening to all these great speakers, and then when I hit that stage, it was like, this is where I belong on stage. I belong teaching and training. I belong firing up crowds. I love being the opening or the closing keynote. I love it because I'm gonna turn the energy all the way up. And so I'm gonna give y'all about 3 of the things that really stood out to me. But hashtag speaker tales, how to about rising to the occasion as a speaker. So because I've never been to Profit Con before, there was just a lot of things going through my mind, whatever. And so I want to share that with you. But let me see who's in the audience. If you're watching tonight, don't be afraid to make comments. Don't be afraid to let me know you're in the room. Give me your name. If you have a business, if you're a speaker or entrepreneur, or, if you get to look at the pictures, what the pictures say to you? Because I can tell you, being in the moment, the 5-year-old Precious was crying as the 42-year-old was looking out at that audience, and it was the most natural thing in the world. I don't ever get tired of being on stage. I don't ever dial it in. And they were going in, and then they have Mike, like, so cool, so cool, just so cool, man. Like, if I picture he was taking pictures of my camera all over the place. I'm like, there's no need for me at the front and be somebody else. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger. I didn't realize that there were so many things that I didn't let people see about me. So for some people, it's like, oh, I'm too much, I'm too vulnerable. It's because I spent a lot of years being stone cold. And so to be able to stay to be in me and to feel it, I just want y'all to feel me. Like I'm not a speaker that dials it in. I'm not a speaker that doesn't want to leave a legacy. I'm nobody else. I don't want to be any other type of speaker than what I am. And so if you're a speaker, what do you want to speak on? Like, I'm talking about restarting your dream business. You're probably like, well, what does that have to do with pitching? It has a lot to do with it. When I started my company over, I had to realize that I didn't want the same type of clients I used to have. And so changing it and realizing that I really wanted to get into to being a corporate trainer. How do you do that when you don't know of any who've done it, or they may have done it in industries you may not want to be in? And then creating my own lane. And then, it's wonderful when I work with my clients because they think there's a set path. And I'm like, let's create your own. You know what I mean? So hashtag speaker tales, about rising to the occasion as a speaker, stepping onto that stage after the great Ramon Ray killed it. And then here I come, like, listen, I pull up quick to retrieve it. Do you hear me? So let me see what's going on with my esteemed guest. For those of you who are new to Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show, this is not normally how we do it. These are just my reflections. Every Sunday, we talk about tips, tricks, and techniques that'll help you as a speaker and as an entrepreneur. But tonight, as an international professional speaker, I just wanted to really share with you all some things that, really, really touched me. I am touched that I didn't have to change anything about myself. I am touched that I can come in with a green polka dot dress, not be suited up, none of that, and it's still wanted and loved. I love the fact that women and men embrace me with such warmth, and the fact that you would think people just love because they hear Shark Tank. No, that's not why. They love because they just were feeling me. So anyway, let me see what's up with my esteemed guest. Okay, hold on, y'all. BB Gaines, so glad to have you here. So glad. Toki, hey, what's up, Toki? We were just in a panels on a thing with Rachel. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here, Queen. Mariama, that's my queen. That's my client, Mariama. She was just in Vegas doing it big. That's my clients just be popping. Hey, Mariama, so glad to see you. James Candy, Washington, D.C. Hi, DC Chocolatier. Hi, Willie. So glad to see you. Richard, hold on. I'm about to publish some books. Great insight. Yes. Chella. What's up, Chella? That's my queen Dame right there. What's up, Chella? Richard, Art Visions TV, Human Rights Pioneer. Glad to have you, Mariama. Thanks, Queen Precious, for keeping it real to be who we are authentically all day. And so, y'all, let's. So I just want to share with you all, and also for those of you who do not know, I'm a 13-time national elevator pitch champion. I'm called the Killer Pitch Master because I slay all competition with a killer elevator pitch, media pitch, investor pitch, speaker pitch, sales pitch, and interview pitch. I'm not limited to one form of pitching. I can do them all as a world-class master communicator. But I just think tonight, I just want to share with you all what's in my heart and in my mind. I graduated from Rutgers School of Law in 2007. I did the attorney thing, didn't really like it. Started Curvy Girls Lingerie, and we were successful. But as the CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious, I truly feel like God placed me on this earth in a sea of fakeness, in a sea of trying to make sure everything looks perfect. Did I just share with you all that it's not? My pictures are perfect, I am not, but that as a speaker, it is hard work. Even if you have programs, even if everything is automated, when you get on a stage, I intend to change lives. And I intend to show people that you don't have to look perfect to do it. I intend to show people that you can have a message and that message actually meet the people you really wanted to meet. I started off speaking one way and then finding my voice as a killer pitch master. But I think beyond all of that, rising to the occasion as a speaker, meaning that, going into corporations, companies, nonprofits, and foundations, they all aren't looking for the same type of speaker. And so what I do as far as sales training, or what I do in communication skills training, is valuable to all of them, but how I speak to those audiences are different. I love the fact that my pitching has gotten me to places where I'm networking with people that I'm not supposed to be. I'm supposed to be in their orbit, and yet I'm being booked by them. So rising to the occasion as a speaker means that every time you're able to bless a microphone, you do it, and that they're always going to want more. So if you have a book, bring it. If that you want them to buy it as part of your speaker fee or your honorarium, ask. Even if it's not done, still bring your books. People will buy them. And also just be appreciative of the opportunities that you have to speak. I used to be afraid to ask for a rate. I used to be afraid to say certain rates, and now I'm not anymore. And it took Ty Goodwin telling me all the things that I've done. I've shortchanged myself for years. I have dimmed my light because it may have been too bright for others. And now, whether I'm toothless aggression, whether I have parents that want me or not, whether I'm dating or not, whether or not I have children or not, it feels good to get into a lift and be driven all the way here with my merch and just watch it just fly out the door. People take pictures and people cry. And I'm not an entertainer. I'm not an athlete. And yet I still have impact. So for those of you who are speakers, I want you to rise to the occasion every time you do it. I don't ever get on stage without wanting to be the best they've ever done it. And I know people have bigger names. I'm unimpressed and I'm unfazed because I'm doing what I'm put on this earth to do. And so for those of you who want to know how to pitch better, or who, want to know where the money resides, or how do you get investors interested in you? How do you get media attention? How do you get all of that? Never thought my books would be reviewed by Forbes magazine. 2 out of 3 have. Or that my books would be finalists for books of the year with a name like Bad Bitches and Power Pitch. What? I had to go out there and do it, come what may. And so rising to the occasion and rising as a speaker and doing it, meaning I got to say my book's titles without being afraid. Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. Nobody, the big people have never cared. They're just like, all right, go ahead and do that. Oh, we want some of that. So put your message out. If it ain't for everybody, it ain't for everybody, and neither am I, and neither are you. If you have questions, ask them. Please do. I'll probably be on for another 5 minutes, but I'd love for you to take my free quiz. You can go to the website pitchingforprofit.com. It's a free 6-question quiz. It's called What's Your Next Pitch Power Play? And for those of you who are watching tonight, like, how are you at ProfitCon? How are you knowing these people? How are these people in your Rolodex or your phone? Or how you can get in contact with these people? How are you being paid for this and that? Like, who does that? And I'm like, because you have to have audacity. And if one network isn't working, you don't have to stay there. You can go other places. And if people are trying to dim your light because it's too bright, maybe you need to be someplace else. And I'm unafraid and unapologetic. Yes, to some people, I'm too fat. To some people, I'm not pretty. To some people, I'm not that great. To some people, I'm too real and too raw. To some people, they don't like my stories. To some people, they think all I talk about is the same things, but they're not in there with me when I'm in front of companies, corporations, nonprofits, and foundations. There's some people who want to take me down a peg and stuff like that. I'm with all this. I'm with all of it. But I'm gonna stay on my Kanye. I'm gonna stay letting you know you can't box me in. I'm gonna stay letting you know that the grave you dug for me will be the one I'll put you in. Because God blessed me with a talent, just like He blessed all of us. And so rise to the occasion each and every time and be the best. Wipe up the floor with people. Because people are watching at all times. And so I just want y'all to see the real of me. I've gotten devastating news. I still have to have oral surgeries, CAT scans, all this sort of thing. There's so much still going on around me. And yet when it's showtime, it's showtime. So please ask me questions if you can. You can take my free quiz, pictureforprofit.com. If you happen to be in the New Jersey, Weehawken area, come through. I mean, Profit Con, you can't get in a Profit Con, but I'm having such a great time sitting by the water and just reflecting and remembering when I didn't think it was possible. I remember when I quit my job at this luxury diamond auction house and how I wasn't able to pay rent and how that's such a distant memory now, but I remember. So anyway, let me see what's up with my peoples, and I'll let y'all go. This isn't the normal what we do, but anyway, let's talk about it. Richard, so glad to have you. You do have a great spirit. Thank you. Toki, slay every day, girl. That's what you know. LinkedIn user rise up all day. Richard, do you need a book published to get into the speaker world? No. So Richard, I didn't have a book until I was 40. And I've been speaking professionally since I was 16. So that's a long time I didn't have a book. But when I worked with Sharon Monet, and her company is www.penlegacy, PNLEGACY, she explained some things to me that no one had ever. Because sometimes people will tell you, you just need a book, you need a book. Why? Right? I was like, if people already know me, let me tell you something. I've been speaking for years before I had a book. But something about that book gave me a credibility that I couldn't pay for. When Forbes magazine reviewed my books, they could have trashed it. People still would have bought it because of the name Forbes. When Black Enterprise, Upscale, Essence, when all these people started reviewing my books or checking me out or booking me for things, it made sense because let's say they can't pay me a full speaker fee. Maybe they can buy my books for the first 100. So then here you are just selling books, just selling them. And instead of like Amazon taking their fee, whatever, it's all yours. And that's remember, you wrote that stuff. We wrote it. And so what Sharon Monet showed me was having a book, especially a business book, because that shows I have credibility and that I am who I say I am. I've written the book on the subject. It really put me in a stratosphere to now where government and big companies and corporations and foundations, nonprofits, or organizations, small or medium sized, they respected me because I finally had the book. So even if they couldn't afford my services, my pitching, my training, or whatever, they could always get the book for $20 or $30. And people don't stress you. And then, what if people want to get a taste of you? Maybe if they read the book, they can see if they want to explore with you. Since I have been here, people are like, "Oh, do you speak at other places?" We would love. Think about that. They saw me speak here, bought the books, and they're like, "Okay, well, what's your raise to speak somewhere else?" That's why you speak. Because if you rise to the occasion as a speaker, you will be booked. And everybody won't be coming on that free stuff because I'm not trying to hurt. So having a book means you have credibility, especially if it's been reviewed by big people, right? Let's say your book hasn't been reviewed. Let's say you wrote a memoir or something like that. You're still a published author. Most people aren't. They talk a good game about writing, but they never do it. So that's why I encourage people, if you are in business, and you know a particular skill set, it doesn't have to be a big book. It doesn't have to be War and Peace. It could be an ebook, but I am a published author 3 times. And it made a difference in my everything. So Daniel, love the real you, precious. Thank you so much. Blake, Daniel, thank you for saying that. I hope I come across as real all the time. You know what I mean? And for those of you who do not know, I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. Here's my website below, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. You can see some of the things that I've done. You can see, what I do on YouTube, like free stuff I do on YouTube, and just get a taste of me. You can see some of my products and services. You can get a feel for some of the things I've done, the testimonials written about me. We're over 170 now, and I really appreciate that. And I am as real as they come now. I spent too many years trying to be what everybody expected me to be or told me I had to be in order to make it. And I hope that y'all, by watching me, y'all can see you can really be you. Am I professional? Great. When I hit the stage, of course I am. But I'm also relatable. And I worked very hard to get here. And I know for some people saying you work hard is a dirty word, you should work smarter, but I can't work smarter until I've worked hard. And it would be nice to tell you that things were easy, but they weren't. But I appreciate it so much more. And so when I tell my clients what has worked for my clients and me, and I'm talking to prospects, they can go talk to these people. I'm not holding anybody back who have helped. Go for it. I don't want you to feel like you got to be on my breast the entire. No, I want you to chart your own course and let me help you. But when you start to get off that tricycle, don't go do it. And I have made mistakes, and I have been overwhelmed, and I have done some silliness. But at the end of the day, I'm human, and I think people really can value someone who's fallen on their face and fallen hard, and everybody not wanting to rock with them anymore, and yet they kept coming back because they knew that something in them was greater than what's outside of them. And we always talk about it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. And so I'm a fighter from the way back, and I fought my way out of a lot of situations to be here. And like I said, I so appreciate y'all showing up for me, and I don't want to keep y'all, but I hope that what you learned tonight is that I just want y'all to rise to the occasion every time you're able to bless a microphone or bless a Zoom or whatever. Just show up. You never know who's there. You never know who's going to book you. You never know when you meet someone's child and they're inspired by you. And the next thing you know, 20 years later, I've had people say, man, I used to watch you when I was young. And you're still doing it. And it's like, I remember watching Oprah, Sally Jesse Raphael, Phil Donahue, and feeling the exact same way. Just like there's so many different talk show hosts, there's so many different types of speakers, there's so many different types of authors. So don't tell yourself you don't belong because you haven't seen it done by anybody. You can be the first. I'm the first killer pitch master. And I hope to God that I've blessed enough women and men that they can go out and chart their own course. So hashtag speaker tales, how to rise to the occasion and go full force. I don't care how tired I am, whatever. I have a lot on my plate. But when I'm in front of that crowd, I'm going ham and cheese on them. Toothless aggression, full chubby girl wonder, female MacGyver business. You better drop them ballers because I'm ready to meet you, Drake. I'm ready to be on my worst behavior. But I'm like Jordan, 96, 97. I'm going back to back. So let me see if there are any other comments, and I'll let you all go. But I really love you all. And I love Sharon Monet. Hashtag Pen Legacy for Life. Thank you for getting 3 books out of me, and we're getting ready to write the 4th. I thank God to every client and customer I've ever had who allowed me to be a part of their journey. I'm thankful to Micah. Thankful to Ramon, Ray, Lee, Ollie's one of them. Christy Dodds, thank you for the hookup of a lifetime. You introduced me to a woman who is changing my life. Thank you to Ty Heath at LinkedIn. Thank you to my queen Ty out of Atlanta with the Atlanta Pitch Summit. I'm thankful to all the people who, at the time when things didn't just go the way I hoped they would, it was only a matter of time. And what Jay-Z always says, it's just a matter of years. So the fact that something didn't sell, or my reality shows that I pitched years ago, let me tell you something. Everything has a timing and a place, and it wasn't the right time. But I kept going and I kept getting better and I kept fighting through it all. And I want you all to. So hashtag speaker tales. I want y'all to rise to the occasion. I want y'all to come with y'all books. When y'all go places, show up with your books. Add it as part of your honorarium. Get people interested. Get them to buy. Amazon is not the only place they can buy your books. Maybe people just want it signed by you. Charge a premium. Do what you do because people want it. When you blow up, they got something that they have of yours from the way back. So I love you all. Let me just answer any additional questions and let's get it. Um, Grace, hey Queen, how are you, love? I saw you with my guy Bill Walsh. I saw you. You know, Bill Walsh was my coach, especially we were in the same movie together, Leap, that we shot in Santa Monica, Malibu, and in Italy. So, I love me some Bill Walsh, Queen. Grace, Richard Trustwell, you'll need a product of some sort. Books are the product that never gets tossed. Grace, drop it like it's hot on them. Rich, thank you all. Going to take the quiz. Thank you, Toki. And for any of you all, thank you all for so much for being here tonight. Let me just say this. Let me just come this off. Y'all, I must have some people next door that I didn't have before because they're getting kind of loud. I'm gonna go check that in a second. Anyway, y'all, if you all know of companies, corporations, nonprofits, foundations, organizations that are looking for a great speaker, you can send them all to my website, www.killerpitchmaster.com. Thank you so much to Black Speakers Network, to Danielle who does amazing things. And then you can also check out my website, www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. I'm tired, y'all, so I'm gonna hit the shoe seats in about 15 minutes. But I love you all and thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you to my clients who showed up tonight. I'm not gonna put y'all on blast, but two of y'all were on here, and I thank you all for being my clients. And I'm just so proud of all the things that you all are doing. I love you. My name is Precious Williams. I am the proud host of the Keep It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show. I aim to keep it real and keep it a bug, keep it 100 all the time, to tell you my truth, to tell you my mistakes, to tell you the things that went right, the things that went wrong. Overall, even all the bad things, as God said, He can make it all good. So He has plans to help us prosper, and I've prospered, and it's just been great. I love you all. Let me just see if there are any last comments, and I'll let you go. Marie at Princess. Hi. Love you all. You all take care. Have a wonderful night. My name is Precious Williams, proud host of Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show. My website is www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com and also www.killerpitchmaster.com. See you all tomorrow. Not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to close the keynote. I'm about to go in. All right. Talk to y'all later.